Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And yeah man, it's it's been a hot minute since my last video that I posted. If I am correct, it has been about 8 days, I am pretty sure, since the last time that I uploaded something. I was planning on uploading something sooner, of course. I was actually planning on uploading something this weekend, but I actually got sick again. Obviously I was sick earlier this year. It wasn't as bad as the last time. The last time I had the flu, and that sucked balls. But this was, I guess, just like I think a cold or like allergies, and I seemed to get over it, or got over it pretty quickly. And so I'm still a little sick, but I'm definitely better. So you know, that is good. But that is like the main reason I didn't upload anything sooner. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to upload something. I haven't uploaded anything in a while, I feel like. And you know, I talk about being consistent on this channel, but it kind of just seems like that's never a thing I'm able to do. But you know, maybe I shouldn't, like, in terms of like putting out content, maybe I shouldn't like pressure myself to like put out content all the time on like a, you know, obviously I want to put out content on like a daily basis, but like, you know, if I can't upload as regularly as I want to, I probably shouldn't beat myself up about it as much. But yeah, also I was gonna go see the new Fantastic Four movie that just came out recently this weekend as well, but I didn't do that because sick. So yeah, I didn't get to do that either, so that kind of sucks. But we are here, we're back, we're doing better. In today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I heard about recently, and it is that PlayStation, or there was a thing that went up on, I think, their website, or like there was like a jobs listing that went up on their website, and it was talking about how like they're looking for people, or they're looking to hire people who are going to be able to bring more of their games to different consoles, or just different platforms in general, like Xbox, Nintendo, Steam, etc., mobile, stuff like that. And I kind of just wanted to talk about kind of just like the frenzy, or kind of just like the I don't want to say chaos, but like just like the frenzy surrounding this whole topic, because just as of late, when it comes to exclusive games, it does seem like, and I feel like it's not even like a secret anymore, that like a lot of these game publishers, whether it be Microsoft, whether it be PlayStation, not Nintendo though, because Nintendo always seems to, you know, do their own thing no matter what, but mainly focusing on PlayStation and Xbox as like the two out of the three main big game publishers, or, you know, game companies, or like whatever the term you want to use. Definitely, like, because we've seen this with Xbox, of course. Like, Xbox has definitely leaned in more into like the whole, you know, everything is at Xbox. You can play anywhere. You can play on PC. You can play on mobile. You can play anywhere. You can even play on PS5. Yeah, PS5 is literally considered, can be an Xbox at this point, because, you know, they're putting their games on PlayStation. But now that and I'm not surprised at this point, because I feel like it's just like the natural evolution of where things are going. Like, Xbox has started this way, and it only seems natural that PlayStation is also headed this way to a certain degree. that their games are going to, or PlayStation in general, their games, some of their games, not all of their games. And I know this has a lot of people like freaking out, of course, because, you know, everything has everyone freaking out like all the time about whatever. But, you know, people are like, you know, I guess worried that like, oh, does this mean that freaking the big tentpole PlayStation studio games, are they coming to every single console now? Or is freaking Uncharted, God of War, Spider-Man, all those games, are those gonna be on Xbox? Are those gonna be on Nintendo consoles? And honestly, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't really know what this really means. I feel like we could be obviously blowing this out of proportion. This could obviously just be a thing of like only maybe like a handful of games are gonna be picked to, you know, release on other platforms. I mean, we've already been seeing it with like what Final Fantasy VII remake was released on Nintendo Switch, I think, recently, or I don't know if it has already released on Nintendo Switch, but it's planning to be released on Nintendo Switch, the Final Fantasy VII remake games. And I'm pretty sure those games are also gonna eventually come to Xbox too, I think, also as well. And also Death Stranding, I'm pretty sure that game is also coming to Xbox, or it's already come to Xbox already. But yeah, I mean, just the direction that this is going, I don't see, because we already see it with PlayStation. They're already doing it. I mean, like, they have their games, you know, on their own consoles, like us console exclusives, for like maybe like a year or so, and then you see that game on PC. You know, you've been seeing it with, you know, Spider-Man 2, some of the recent PlayStation games, like, you know, Uncharted, God of War. You know, we would have never thought that like any of those games would ever come to any other console or any other platform other than PlayStation, but, you know, here we are. So who's to say that those games might not come to a Nintendo Switch or an Xbox? I mean, I don't know. I don't know necessarily Xbox, because I feel like Xbox as a console themselves, like, I mean, yeah, you could put them on Xbox, but like, I don't really. I mean, I guess I see the benefit. Obviously, you're making a little bit more money off those games, obviously, by selling them to different platforms and stuff like that. But, you know, Xbox, I feel like, is something that like they don't necessarily have to do. I mean, I do think it will be the case of like PlayStation games come out exclusively on PlayStation first, and then a couple of months, a year out, they come to whatever platform is, you know, available, like, you know, a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2 or PC, or maybe even Xbox. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people get upset about this because, you know, people just want, I guess, I don't want to use the word, they want to feel nostalgic about things. And what I mean about that is that like they want it to be like the old days again, where, you know, PlayStation, they had their own console with their own games. Xbox had their own console with their own games. Nintendo, obviously, you know, they still do that. But we just don't live in those times anymore. And I've watched people who have talked about this, you know, the same topic, and they have expressed their feelings about how like they don't want this to happen, or how like they feel like, you know, they would rather have it to where like, you know, games released on certain platforms and on certain consoles. And, you know, I can understand that. I mean, like, you know, for a sense, or for, I guess, like a way, you know, it drives competitiveness when you have all these games, because you have to pick a certain console to play these games. And so like it you buy that console so you can play, those games. But it kind of just seems like we don't really live in those times anymore. I mean, when you just think about like the consoles nowadays, and just like how people don't want to leave their own console ecosystem. Like when you've built a library of so many games and stuff like that, you're kind of just like and I've heard someone use this phrase in a video, entrenched, I guess, in like a certain ecosystem. Let's say you're on PlayStation and you've been on PlayStation for years and years and years, building your digital library of games or your physical library of games. Why would you want to spend a bunch of money on an Xbox where Xbox can just put their games on PlayStation, so you don't have to go out and buy an Xbox, or put their games, or Xbox puts their games on PC or Steam, and so if you have a PC, you don't have to go out and buy a PlayStation or an Xbox or whatever. It's definitely I feel like it definitely in the long run helps the consumer, I guess, in a way, because you don't have the problem of having to buy every single console just to play every single game. You only only will need one console, maybe two at most, to play all the games that you want to play. And I do hear a lot of people just talk about how like just consoles in general, like people don't even see the use of consoles anymore, especially with PC gaming, and how it's way easier to get into PC gaming, and most of the games that come to console, they come to PC. And that's definitely one of the issues you run into when you're trying to have a console like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, and it doesn't really matter because you can play all those games on a PC. But my main point is that like this is just the way things are going. I know some people don't like it. I can definitely understand why some people don't like it. But I feel like there are pros to this, and there are maybe cons to this. And yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still getting games. I mean, I feel like that is the main thing that is the driving force for. I mean, yeah, we might not get like specific games for specific consoles anymore, but like we're still getting those games from those publishers. We're still getting those games from those developers and stuff like that. And so like if the new let's say the new intergalactic game comes out and it comes to PlayStation, and then it in a year or so it comes to PC, or it comes to any other of these platforms, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. And I feel like at this point it would be weird, because it's we've never really seen a PlayStation game go to an Xbox. I don't know, I just feel like this is like, we just have to wait and see like how this is gonna play in effect, because like we don't really know the scale of like how major this is in terms of like all games coming to all platforms, or all PlayStation games like going multi-platform day one. Is is the new PlayStation game not only going to come to PlayStation, but not only PC, but Xbox and Nintendo Switch at the same time. I mean, like, those are the kind of things that, or those are the thoughts that people have when, they read stuff like this, obviously. And those are the thoughts I have too, but like, at this point, we really just have to wait and see. But yeah, man, the gaming industry is just like in a very interesting place right now, in terms of just like, just in terms of the gaming brands like PlayStation and Xbox, and like where they're heading, just like I don't know, just like the freaking job security of like most of these people who work on video games and like, you know, in the first place and everything. We're in very uncharted waters right now, I feel like, and that's it's gonna be very, you know, difficult to navigate where most of these game companies are going, and yeah, man. But yeah, I definitely wanted to just get up it get I can't talk. I definitely just wanted to talk about just this topic of, you know, PlayStation, you know, presumably going multi-platform. I don't know to the extent of that, but we'll just have to see. Let me know in the comments section below your thoughts of if you think PlayStation is going multi-platform. Do you not like that? Are you all for that? You know, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys on the next one. So yeah, bye.